All right, we are ready to roll here. Hello, my name is Tina Rolfs, and welcome to the new consultant orientation. This is happening after your welcome appointment with me, and I'm going to be taking you through a PowerPoint presentation to really just give you your next steps and explain in a little bit more detail the Great Start program, what that entails for you, all the bonuses that come with that for the next 4 months. And we're also going to talk a little bit about Mary Kay, image and attitude, some of my tips that I have as I have worked with consultants now for 23 years and been a consultant myself for 24 years. And so I know a little bit, right? And I had a starter kit. I still have a starter kit. I love to do parties. I'm in the field. I started where you are. And so that's what I love about Mary Kay is that, she doesn't hire from, with outside the business and they just hire in directors and management. No, this is about walking your talk and working as a consultant all the way through the process to become a director, and then of course gain wisdom through the years. And so that is exactly what I've done. It's a tried and true process, let me tell you. And so I'm going to give you some of my tips. We're also going to go over the new consultant growth plan that will be your next steps of learning and growing and training yourself in this business. And then the In Touch website and the unit website. So I'm going to be orienting you to that as well. So let's get going here. All right. So just a little bit about me. If you don't know me or haven't seen my story or heard anything about my background, I've been with Mary Kay for 24 years now. I started in the year 2000 in February. And before Mary Kay, I had done a lot of different things. I was actually later in life, I believe I was 26 years old when I started, 27. And I had gone to the UW, go Dogs, before that, and really focused on medical physical therapy. And tried for a few years to get into that school, decided not to go, kind of did a pivot and went it just went into the corporate world for a while. And I was going to go back to school to become a music teacher and go to SPU, which I did for a year in a graduate program there. But at my interlude job at a staffing agency, I started with the products with Mary Kay and never used the product. Always had problems with my skin. Never could find the right foundation. I was a very light, like lip gloss mascara girl, super scared of like cheek color, eyes, all that kind of stuff, because I never really learned how to do that the right way. And so I met my first Mary Kay consultant. Her name was Nancy. And I had a party for her because she was earning a diamond ring. And she showed me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, yeah, of course I'll help you. And so I really said yes to her, even though I didn't have time. I thought she was, kind of, a girly girl, and I just wasn't and whatever. I thought Mary Kay was for old ladies, all of that. But I said yes because I was helping her. And so when you're booking, when you're talking to your, friends and family and everybody around you, just make sure that you understand that women love to help. And so your first faces, gals, are going to be practice. And you need real people with skin to practice with them, right? So, and they love to help. How many times have you said yes to a friend because they asked you, they needed your help, right? So remember that. So I said yes, tried the product, loved the skincare. I bought the satin hands. That was my first thing I bought. A foundation, and I believe I started on the basic set as well, which was a little different than it is now. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I finally found a good skincare. Foundation didn't turn me orange, all of the things. So I was working at this staffing agency, kind of trying to figure out my life. And I tried to get my Mary Kay from Nancy because she had quit where we were working and she wouldn't get back to me and she wouldn't get back to me and she wouldn't get back to me. So I found another lady, and she happened to be my boss at this place that we were working. And she started Mary Kay. She actually started to really just transform. She was happier. She had goals. She was wearing makeup and a dress, and she was like fixing herself up. And I was like, Bonnie, what are you doing? And she's like, oh, I started Mary Kay. And I'm like, oh, I need a lady. You know, Nancy used to be my person and I can't get a hold of her. And she, of course, did the go give thing and said, I'm not going to steal you from, her. Are you sure you can't get a hold of her? And I said, yeah, and I need my stuff. And she's like, okay, I'll bring it tomorrow. So I switched and she invited me to have a interview with her director. And I said, oh, fine, okay, I'll help you. I'm not going to do Mary Kay, but sure. So this lady walks into the coffee shop and she's like, she has leopard print on and she's very pretty, very like out there, big, diamond rings and all the things. And she talked to me a little bit about Mary Kay and she said, yeah, she said you would be great at this. But for me, timing, it just wasn't right. However, a seed was planted, right? And so again, we're going to practice with the people in your corner who will practice hearing or practice with you and me, you and I, hearing a little bit about Mary Kay so that you can learn how to answer questions. And that's what happened is my consultant learned how to answer questions, watched her director talk with me, and also it planted a seed, right? It wasn't the right timing, but it planted a seed. So, 6 months went by and I ended up quitting that job, went to Europe, got engaged, and then started in January of 2000 to my school, to my graduate program. And I was working 3 jobs, super busy, planning a wedding now, all the things. And Bonnie invited me to a brunch, an event. And I said yes, because she said, Tina, I just want to catch up with you. Just come. I'll buy you breakfast. It'll be an inspirational, fun morning. And I want to spend some time with you. And I said, okay, I'll come because I want to, spend some time. Well, what I saw at that breakfast changed my life forever. And what I saw was women empowering women. I saw a director being introduced as a new director with her family and her 2 little boys up in front. And she had been a corporate paralegal. And there were all of these amazingly powerful, empowered women dressed to the nines, like in a suit, not crazy Mary Kay, what I thought, right? But just smart, amazingly wonderful women with hearts and with goals. And I'm like, I want to be a part of that. And so the crazy lady that interviewed me months before, she ended up being my sales director, Cheryl Davidson, who was the most amazing mentor. And she said to me at that event, she goes, Tina, what is the worst thing that's going to happen? You've done dumber things with $100 than you're going to do with a Mary Kay business. And she was right. What's the worst that can happen? I can get 50% off the rest of my life on my Mary Kay for the rest of my life, as if that's the worst thing. The best thing, empowerment, growth, a place to belong, all the things, all the reasons why, right, that you possibly signed up for your business. And so I said yes. And that changed my life forever. So that is my background, my story. My why now is to empower women. Here is my values, and my mission statement is right here in front of me at all times. And my mission statement is to add value in a way that calls others to level up their living in whatever area that is. And so that is my mission statement for my life, to empower women in their health, in their business, in their minds, in their emotions, all of the above. And so you are part of a group, and you're part of my group that loves sisterhood, camaraderie, and to really call each other to be bigger than we think we are, right? And better than we think we are. So that is my why I do my business. I love empowering women, and that's a little bit about me and my background. You will be also putting your I story together based on your why you started, like what tugged at your heart, like what are you excited about building, like maybe it's something for your family, maybe it's to get out of a job that takes you away from the things that you absolutely love. Like I don't know what that is for you, but it's all about connecting it to your why, just not what you're doing. Like I'm doing Mary Kay, I'm doing faces, I love the products, but my why is deeper and it helps others to connect to you. And so this is some of the things that you'll be doing as you move forward in your training. This is a picture of two of my wonderful friends and leaders, Joanne Brooks, she is a top consultant on the left here, and then Tracy Champion, she is also one of the top consultants. This is us at Dallas. If you notice, everyone in the background is in ball gowns, and we have our lashes on and our makeup full done and our, glamour hair and the whole thing. Plus we have our Miss America sashes. It is the most fun experience. You all have to experience Dallas if you can in seminar. But this is some of the camaraderie and the wonderful girlfriends and the amazing things we get to do as being a part of Mary Kay. So our unit values, let's talk about that for a minute. So our focus is on collaboration to enhance connection, create community, celebrate our sisterhood, and stand tall and stand strong for each other and for us to be better. And so that doesn't mean if you have a fellow consultant that comes to you and said, "Oh, somebody said no, I'm just gonna like quit." And we say, "Okay, no problem." It's like, no, it's like, "Oh, okay, so you're gonna let somebody else's no decide on your future? What? Girl, come on. No, that is not you. I believe that you're amazing and you're going to get a yes pretty soon." That is, if you keep going, right? That's a powerful power partner. That's standing strong for somebody. So that is how you can stand not only tall and strong for yourself, is have your own back, right? But also stand tall and strong for other people in our unit. So, and again, our mission statement to add value in a way that calls others to level up their living. All right, let's talk about Mary Kay Ash, the amazing Mary Kay Ash. So in your first order, you should get her autobiography, and it is all about miracles. And it is a fast read. I would definitely read it so you understand who she was and why she created her business. It is she is was just an amazing woman in the 60s, and actually she was named entrepreneurial of the century for a woman, the most influential woman in the century. And so the gentleman who got it was Henry Ford. So Mary Kay blazing away for women in the 1960s, and she really wanted to give women their power and belief in themselves, a place to win. This wasn't typical in the 60s. Like women, they were house, they kept the house. They were good wives. They, weren't working, or if they were teachers or secretaries. Like they were not out there blazing a trail and like being powerful and these powerful like business women. No, I mean, that wasn't them, but Mary Kay gave them that and a place to achieve, like to whatever level they wanted to go. And so this again was a place to find financial freedom and a place to belong. She wanted equal opportunity for all women across the board. So she was the first, I believe, woman to really embrace diversity. Like there was no race, there was no economic situation, there was no, you could come from anywhere in the United States, have a college degree, have no high school diploma, didn't matter. It did not matter. If you were willing to work hard, you could have anything you wanted in this business. So she was really the first woman without like making it a thing. She just put it into her DNA of the Mary Kay culture. Isn't that cool? But for women to keep their priorities, faith, family, career, if they went into the corporate world, would be very different. And so she really stood by those values in her business. She said attitude was 90% of the business. So guess what, guys? 10% is skill. Aren't you happy about that? And you are either mothers, you've had other positions or professions, you have done amazing things in your life. You might have birthed children. You know what? So you can do this business. I promise you. I promise you, 10%. And she taught us that there's no growth in the comfort zone, but that Mary Kay was a great place to try, risk, succeed, and fail. And she said, failure is not final. She said, you move forward, you grow forward through failure, and we're all going to mess up, and that's why we have this sisterhood and your coach to catch you and be like, well, what'd you do? Okay, that was an awesome fall, let's go, moving on. That's how we have that bounce back ability that we teach our kids. That's how we get that in our lives is truly through this business of bounce back ability. So I love that. All right. So some Mary Kay traditions that you may not know about, but I wanted to definitely make mention. I've heard it said, while clothes may not make the woman, they have a strong effect on her self-confidence, and self-confidence makes a woman. Isn't that true? Self-confidence, that confident woman, right? And so one question to ask, do you look the role of a beauty consultant? Like if I was selling tires, I wouldn't be wearing a skirt and heels, right? I'd be wearing Carhartts and, kind of getting in there with the guys. This is about self-improvement. This is about an image. This is about an image business. We're a part of an image business. So do you look the role? Okay. So do you have your Mary Kay face on? That is why Mary Kay gives us that freebie of that whole color set within our first 15 days of doing a qualified order. She gives that to us because she's like, I want you to wear full Mary Kay, right? The skincare, the whole thing. So are you a walking advertisement? One, and two, do you look the part? And Mary Kay says that when we show up at a party, an event, a meeting, any company event, we show up representing the company well. And she asked us to wear a dress or a skirt. That's it. And I remember when I was a new consultant, like pantsuits were really in. And this was like the mid 90s, right? And my director said, "Yeah, just wear a dress or a skirt." And I'm like, "What?" And she's like, "Tina, Mary Kay's going to give you a car. Like you can earn a car in Mary Kay. You think you could put on a skirt?" And I said, okay. So I learned to wear skirts, and we had to wear pantyhose back then, closed-toed shoes, like everything. You don't have to do that anymore. But just wear a dress or a skirt, and also you can earn your beauty coat from me, or you can buy a beauty coat as part of the MK Connections. And that's the brochure inside your welcome packet. And you can get a beautiful beauty coat and just purchase that. And that is your uniform at all events and parties. And it's so fun because it's kind of like, the Clinique beauty coat. It's so fun to have one of those. So that's what she asked us to do. And everybody honors that because we honor Mary Kay. So I love that. The Go Give spirit in Mary Kay. This means that we treat others as we would like to be treated, and we refer our customers back who have a consultant already. So you might meet people that say, "Oh my gosh, I love Mary Kay." And so what do you like? What do you do? I always just ask, "Oh, awesome. Who is your Mary Kay consultant? I might know her." And if they say, "Oh my gosh, I'm Tina Rolfs and she's so awesome." Like, I'm like, "Cool." Even if she's at a party, I'm like, "You know what? You can order once because I know you want to support your friend at the party, but then you go back to her. She's your girl, right?" But if they're like, "I don't remember her name." I asked, "Did you ever receive a catalog, or, have you talked to her in a while?" "Well, she's kind of my mom's friend's cousin, and I order from her sometimes." No, that means that she is loves Mary Kay and she probably needs someone who is a little bit more connected and active. So go for it, but just ask a lot of questions and we just support each other in building each other's businesses, right? And then make me feel important. So, if we can get out of ourselves and not worry about ourselves and we can think about other people, and having a sign around that around their neck that says make me feel important, we will always do the right thing in our business, and we will always be able to just put them first, and that good customer service and putting others in front of how we feel and all of that kind of stuff. All right. You can do it. So goals, we have some wonderful goals that Mary Kay actually sets for us, some things that we can earn as a new consultant. But don't be afraid of your goals. Sometimes I hear, oh, I don't want to put out a goal because what if I don't make it? You just, doesn't matter. You just change the date. Who cares, right? So one of my goals was to earn a pink Cadillac. And this took many, many years of saying it. Oh, we're going to earn a pink Cadillac. We're going to earn a pink Cadillac. We did earn our pink Cadillac. I believe Cooper was born. So Cooper was 2003. So it took me 4 years to earn a Cadillac. And I said it over and over and over again. And we were in qualification for our sixth pink Cadillac. We were far away. And I remember putting this on a board and I posted this. And I'm like, I'm putting it out there because once you put your goal out there, the universe supports that, what you say. And other people jump on board too. And they're like, oh my gosh, you're going to earn a cow. What can I do to help? Right. So this is something that it's just part of the Mary Kay culture again. It is fun to have goals and people usually don't have goals, right? And so it's fun for others to jump on with you when you have a goal and be a part of something, right? Be a part of something. And I heard it said that, people don't want to follow a parked car. They want to follow someone who's going somewhere. So even if it's, finishing 5 faces and you're helping me, meet my goal, little goals are just as big as big goals, right? And so don't be afraid to have your goals. And these are our several Cadillacs. This is our last one that we earned. This is my husband and my 2 boys. They came with me to the Cadillac dealership, and that's what they do for you. They put a beautiful bow on your Cadillac and put it in this special room. And then you get to drive away with this new, beautiful car. And that's my team here at the bottom. And gosh, wow, that's an older picture. I love that. And that was one of our Cadillacs as well. So those that can see the invisible can do the impossible. I love that quote. I don't know who it's by. It's not by me, but I love that. Okay, so let's talk about your goals. So your first goals. So you've heard this before. So I just wanted to go over the SMART goals so that you know why the Mary Kay goals are going to look a certain way, but they're based on these SMART goals. So making specific goal, spelled wrong, sorry about that, specific and narrow for more effective planning. So is it a specific goal? So measurable. Make sure that your goal and progress are measurable. So how are you going to measure it? That's why we talk about faces and number of faces, because you can count faces, right? And it's a specific number you're trying to hit. Achievable. Make sure that you can accomplish your goal within a certain time frame. And Mary Kay says, it's really a good goal is a stretch goal. And it's something that is attainable and kind of goes with the flow of your life, but that also stretches you, not to the point of overwhelm, but will stretch you. Okay. So I always just say, let it stretch you a little bit. If it's a tiny bit uncomfortable, that's usually a good place to be. If it's like super overwhelming and you can't even like see your next step, that's not the right goal for you. Okay. So we'll talk about that. Time frame. So specific time frame. And then relevant. So your goal should align with your values and long-term objectives. And that is, maybe your why or your mission in Mary Kay. All right, stages of a goal. So stages of goal. I want to go through this because this happens to all of us at any stage of your business, for any goal. Happens all the time. Okay. So I just wanted to make sure because you're going to set some goals after this. And I just want to go through this so you know ahead of time. Okay. It happens to all of us. It's normal. All right. So stages of the goal. First, you're excited. Yes, I'm going to do my power start. I'm so excited about my power start. I have my list of faces. I'm so excited to just practice and just get going with this. You're excited. So you start making your plans. You start getting your schedule figured out, and then you start calling, right? And you start asking people and booking and texting and talking to people. And it's maybe a shaky beginning because the women that you thought would say yes didn't say yes, right? And you're like, what? And so you have to kind of get over that, get over yourself. It's not a no, I don't like you. It's just a no, I'm not interested. Or maybe they don't have enough information. Or maybe you need to ask them again at a different time because they're just overwhelmed right now in their life. Whatever. Don't make it about you. It's never about us, right? But maybe it just feels a little shaky. And then people start saying yes, and you get a couple yeses, and you have a facial and you can see it happening. You can see that power start happening. But then this is harder than I thought, maybe. And maybe it's just a little bit harder than you thought because it's a new skill you're learning. And new skills take a little bit of time, right? And then maybe you deny the denial of the goal. So, you know what? It's not that important. I don't really need to practice. It's okay. I don't really need to do this. So kind of the denial. And then maybe paralysis. And this is where the biggest like growth needs to be right in this area, because you can go through these first 6, 7 stages quick, and then you get to paralysis. And you can do a couple things when you get to paralysis. You can either stop and retreat and not talk to your director, not go to your meetings, all of those things, right? Or you can put your big curl pants on and call your director and say, hey, I am in denial, and this is a little harder than I thought, and I need your support in getting through this because it's just all normal. I know it's part of my stages of a goal, but I need your help. And you can reach out and reach up. And I want to tell you, when you reach out and reach up, reach out and reach up to women in the organization, like somebody in our unit, your team leader, your director. Don't reach up to someone who has no idea what you're doing, might have had a bad experience possibly with a business or whatever. I remember when I reached out to my husband, I'm like, oh, this is harder, or whatever I was, kind of whining about. He'd be like, well, just quit. And then I'd get mad. And then it was like, I'm not going to quit. Like, no. And then I'd get mad, and then I would call my director. And my director said, you get mad and then you get good. And then you just like do it, right? So that's the biggest thing, is if you feel like you're in that place of paralysis, reach up. Don't wait 5 weeks, right? Reach up, give a call, because you're going to get through it. This is all normal to get to that recommitment. Maybe it's just a tweak of your mind, working through something. Usually that's what it is, right? And that's what your coach is there, just like a coach is there to work through. If you have an oopsie doodle in, your time, if you're training for a marathon, right? And you're like, oh, that was a terrible run. I had a terrible time, or my leg is hurting or whatever. It's like, that's what your coach is there to work through that with you. That is what I'm here for. So reach up, reach out to me. Recommitment, and then I did it. And then you're excited again. And then you make a new goal and you keep going around. So just know that this is normal. You might even want to take a screenshot of this, because this is going to happen with any goal that you set. Okay. It's super normal for all of us humans as we go through in our brains about this. So Mary Kay remembers this business is 90% head and 10% skill. So emotional management, emotional strength is a super big piece of working for yourself in any capacity, right? So affirmations, visualizations, your values and mission statement are really, really important. And we talk about this more. You'll hear this more as you go through training. But to have that affirmation and to visualize yourself, like I remember visualizing, earning that first car, earning my star consultant status and getting my sash and like being up front and just people clapping for me and my sash. I also visualized my kids in the first car and like climbing over the seats and mommy, we're so proud of you and all the things like, what are you going to do for your family with your Mary Kay money? Or if you have more time to spend with your family, maybe your grandkids, right? What are you going to do for your maybe this is going to help pay for, a trip to Disneyland for them, or something in mission work that you want to accomplish. Visualize that. Like those are the things that you visualize, not worrying about somebody saying no or doing something wrong in a facial or whatever. We want to visualize positive things and say positive things to ourselves with our affirmations and our mission statements. So I love saying my mission statement because it's like, bam, it puts me back in, boom, back in the game. To add value in a way that calls others to level up their living. I'm like, yes, I'm back, right? So that's really, really important that we stay in that positive place. How do I keep track of my attitude? So 4 keys to success that I have for you. One is your weekly Mary Kay community. This is clearing your schedule for Monday nights. Monday night is your Mary Kay night. I just remember that. It was always my Mary Kay night. Actually, we had Tuesdays. So we had to drive because it was live. Everything was live. And so my Mary Kay night was like 4 hours. Our Mary Kay night is now on Zoom and it's an hour. So we can all make an hour for that motivation and that inspiration and that training, right? And so that is the best way. And if you don't feel like getting on because you've had a bad day, you need your meeting. If you've had an awesome day and an awesome weekend, somebody else needs your positivity. So don't skip. Okay. So that's a weekly Mary Kay community, our Motivation Monday. 2 is affirmations and positive visualizations. I guess I forgot to put that on there. So affirmations. So we talked a little bit about that. So before you get on the phone, and you're like, I'm just like, maybe she'll say no or whatever. I just say, oh my gosh, she's going to be so excited to hear from me. Like, she's going to be so excited to hear from me. Everybody's excited to hear from me because I am their Mary Kay lady and they love me, right? Everybody loves to book with me. Like, it's like speak positive, visualize positive things that you see happening, right? Daily motivation. So we have a couple of places. One is the $1,000,000 message. And if you Google Mary Kay $1,000,000 message, you will get the number or text me and I can get it to you. And then our mobile learning app that you download, it's Mary Kay mobile learning app. And there are a ton of videos that you can actually just listen to in the car because I'm sure everybody has like the YouTube or the Bluetooth hookup, all of that, right? And so we used to listen to tapes and CDs, right? Um, so so that is what we have now is the mobile learning app. And you just constantly bringing, that positiveness into your brain is super, super important. That'll help your attitude. And then talking to the right people. And we talked about this before, checking in with your director or your team leader weekly, right? Just checking in. Hey, how's it, here's what I'm doing. I'm so excited to that this is what I'm doing, or here's where I have a question, and making sure that you reach out when you just even talking to them. Hey, do you have a quick minute? I'd love to just connect with you. Every week is so, so important. All right, where do you start? So, for the next 4 months, keep your Great Start app close to you because the apps that you need are on there. Tracking is on there for all of your bonuses. Each time you hit a 600 wholesale, you either add up to it or you put it all in at once, you get a bonus. And so, make sure that you track that so you can max that out. It's pretty amazing. Over $1,200 of bonuses on there just for your wholesale, putting in wholesale from your sales, okay? And then the other two important sites, of course, are your Mary Kay In Touch site. We'll go through that, and the UnitNet site as well. So tntunit.net. And there's two places that I'm going to show you that you can go to, and other educational areas that you can hit as well. All right, I always say hashtag control the controllables because in this business, we can't control how people respond, right? We can't like control what they say, what they do, all of that. But so we focus on the things we can control. I can control my own attitude, how I react to things. I can control my list, right? I can make my list. I can make my Mary Kay schedule. I can book from my why. I can book, not just, hi, I'm just, doing Mary Kay, blah, kind of thing, but I can book from my, you know what, my why is to empower women, and I'm learning how to do that and give women confidence through great skincare and great makeup and just, being there with women and empowering them. I would love for you to be one of my first faces. Like what is your why for doing this? Why is your heart connected to Mary Kay, right? Why? And why is that important to you? And then setting my goals. So I can control what I set, right? What I do. And so those goals, your power start, your perfect start, and your pearls of sharing. So let's talk about the objectives for the next 4 months of your business. You're going to learn how to book your first appointments and work Mary Kay into your life. So your perfect start and your power start um, will help you not only learn all of the skills in an appointment, but also when you're done with that program, with either of those programs, you can actually hit autopilot, right? You're going to learn how to pack. You're going to learn how to set up. You're going to learn how to, go through an appointment, close an appointment, all of that. But then after you get that training over and over again, it's not going to be that big a deal to just like right after work, you bring your starter kit and you go hit Starbucks and meet a friend and do a quick facial, or right after work, bring a snack, go do her face, and then come home and you're done. And like you can fit it into your life after you've done those first introductory faces over and over and over again. So learn how to build a successful Mary Kay foundation, which are two parts. One is building skincare clients, and two is potential team members. Those are the two foundational pieces of your business, and you're going to learn how to do both. Learning how to set goals. So perfect start, power start, pearls of sharing. And on your foundational sheet that you got from me in your welcome packet, there's the perfect start, which is 15 faces in 15 days. Your power start is 30 faces in 30 days. And your pearls of sharing are the first 3, 6, and then your first team member. So learning how to share Mary Kay and earning your different pearls that you get from Mary Kay as a brand new consultant. It's the only time you can get them. So you might as well do it all, right? Learn it all. Building your first 10 skincare clients. Learning how to use the tools online, like the weekly accomplishment sheet, which is the WAS, weekly accomplishment sheet, and money management to help you build a strong business. And then to learn all the great start bonuses, free product, profit, and cash. How does that sound? Pretty nice, right? So let's talk about your first practice phases. All right, so this is a little bit about how to unpack that and how to group your practice phases. So the first is your launch. So your launch, we've either done it or we're planning it. Those faces you can count because we're going to get product on them. And if they reschedule, if they book another appointment with you, that's fine. They can count. So your launch is either online, it's a couch party. And so make sure that you talk to me or your team leader about your launch. So that's the first of your practice phases. Then, like I said, your perfect start is 15 faces in 15 days. So those are your first maybe 3 parties of 5, right? Or 5 parties of 3, and you can do it boom, boom, boom. And your perfect start is, yeah, your first 15 faces. And then your power start, like I said, is 30 faces in 30 days. So you have a little bit longer to do it. And that's what I did. And you kind of work that in, and I'll kind of unpack that. So how do you do these? So a facial is 1 to 2 people, takes about an hour, and I'm going to give you a national average. Okay, this isn't saying this will happen, but this is a national average. So it's about $100 for that 1 or 2 people. Normally they buy a skincare set or something of the things that you're showing them, satin hands and a cleanser and a moisturizer possibly. So that's 1 to 2 people. A party is 3 to 6 people, and it takes 2 to 3 hours. If you're real chatty like me, it's probably going to take you 3 hours from setup to tear down, right? And closing everybody and all of that. National average is about $300 for that 2 to 3 hours. So again, it's like about $50 an hour when you put national averages if you do a facial or a party, because you're making half. So that's pretty awesome. An on-the-go appointment with samples or your demo product. This is at a coffee shop, perhaps. It could just be a stopover in somebody's living room. I've done it at a park, at a winery, whatever fits your fancy. These are about 30 minutes. You're just catching up, you're showing people product, maybe bringing some new samples, maybe some lip glosses if they're interested in that, maybe giving them some skincare samples to take with them. And usually it's between 50 to a couple $100, kind of depending on your customer. Okay. And then virtual. This is as many people as you want. You can do this on Zoom. You can create a Facebook group and go live in a Facebook group. We do have pop-ups that you can invite people to. And this is with samples or no samples. You can just show product and talk about it. This is about an hour or so. And I've, done virtual appointments I had to do a lot of follow-up. So it wasn't an immediate sale, but I had to do some follow-up to create some sales. Or, some of my virtuals have been, hundreds of dollars. So it really just depends on how many people you have and specifics there. So those are all the different ways that you can do your practice phases. Here's some of my practice phases. So I've done on-the-go appointments, which is me with the glasses, and my friend Laura, who's been with me since I was a brand new consultant, did a party with her years ago. Years ago, you guys. She's been with me for like 22 years as a customer. That's the power of customer loyalty and the power of Mary Kay in building a customer base. It's pretty amazing. This is Gail and Gabby. They are a mother-daughter. They came over and did a color appointment. I met them. I'm just going to tell you different ways. I met Laura through a girlfriend that I was living with, one of my roommates. I met Gail through another consultant who was kind of leveling down her business. And so she was one of her customers that I did a facial with, and she brought her daughter. This is Yukara with the bun and her daughter Coco. I met them at church. So mother-daughter is kind of fun to do. The Vicky, I met her at church, and she brought her girlfriend who is a neighbor, one of my neighbors. That's on the top. So you can do girlfriend facials, are super fun. We also have events and workshops that you can invite people to. So be on the lookout for those. And we teach and train and help each other there. And then this is a party. Lisa, I also met her at church, And I asked her, she's been a friend and a client for a long time. And I just said, hey, would you do a color party? We've never done that before. And I met one, two, three, four new people through that. So, all kinds of ways that you can meet people and have them bring people that you don't know to build your client base. That is the power of referrals, but you have to ask. So, if you're going to do a facial with somebody, I always ask, hey, did you want to bring a girlfriend? We don't even go to the bathroom by ourselves. Why would we do a facial by ourselves? So, would you like to invite somebody because she could really give you her honest opinion as your friend? And I'd love to meet somebody new. Do you have anybody that might want to join you? And just make the recommendation, right? I've met so many amazing women like that. Okay, so when you're planning your faces, it is up to you to have your part of your plan together, and it is knowing where you are going to put these facials in your schedule. And one of the biggest hindrances for me in my life is I will not book if I don't know where I'm going to put them. So if I don't know my schedule, or it just seems like, woo, all over the place, I won't book. And so, or if someone's like, oh my gosh, yeah, you do Mary Kay. Oh my gosh, I'd love. And you're like, oh, what works good for you? And that doesn't work. So it's up to us to know where we're going to put our appointments based on our schedule. So here's a way that you can do it with color. Isn't it fun? So, the blue quiet faith exercise time, I have a lot of that because I'm training for an Ironman. So I'm doing, at least an hour to 2 hours a day of exercise. So I put in that, my quiet time in the morning, my family time. I'm an empty nester now, so it's a little different for me, but we have like a date night. So I put that in. Another job. So if you have another job, you can fill that in. And then all the green, since it's cash, right? All the green and growth for you is, your booking calls. So that's important to make time to text. And this might be at a lunch break. This might be right after you get out of work. You make a half an hour in your schedule to text and call people and get back to people and get your schedule together for Mary Kay before you go home and make dinner, right? So that's important. Facials, parties, and shows. Where are you going to put those? It might be a Thursday night, like after work at 5, maybe a Saturday morning and a Sunday afternoon. Like have some different times that you can put either a party, which again is 2 to 3 hours, or a facial, which is an hour and a half. And then sharing time. So normally on Wednesday nights is our peek into pink, which I'll share with you a little bit more about, which is a kind of a live forum for you to invite people to hear about the business, or just with me personally that we can share and answer questions together via Zoom, coffee, whatever. I do that as well with my consultants. And then our Pink Success meeting, which is our Motivation Monday, which is from 6:30 to 7:30. So putting that in your time as well. So this weekly plan sheet is part of the support that we will have up on the website that you can download and make yours in the fun way that you want to. But that's really important to have that done before you start booking. Okay, guys, this is the power of building a customer base. Okay, I wanted to show you this really quick because this is pretty powerful. So, building 2 skincare customers a week, which means that if you're seeing about 6 faces a week, it's about 5 hours. So if you do maybe a couple facials, that's 2 hours, and then a party is an hour is 2 hours, and you have like 4 people at your party, and then you have about an hour, 2 hours for booking and for kind of, getting things ready in your office and that sort of thing. It's about 5 to 6 hours. So you're seeing 6 faces, but you're maybe selling 2 skincare sets. That's building a skincare customer. So if you do that every week, you're going to have 100 skincare customers at the end of a year. Normally, they're going to purchase a miracle set, which is now 116. When I put this together, it was 110. So if they just purchased a skincare set once a quarter, There's 4 quarters. That's it. That's not mascara. That's not Christmas. That's not makeup remover. That's not lip gloss. That's not anything else but skincare. So that's all like other stuff you can add into this later. That would be about $440 per customer per year. Times that by 100, because that's what you're building to. And we make 50% of that. So 44,000 retail would actually give you your quart of sales ring every single year. And that would be 22,000 in your pocket minus business expenses. Is that worth 5 or 6 hours? Is that worth doing faces week in and week out as a possible, passive income that you're building for your future? Isn't that amazing? That is the power of this. That is why you're focusing on building faces and skincare customers. I think that's pretty amazing. And this is another great chart, results that you can expect. So from your parties. So focusing on parties. So yes, facials are great, but group events, there's magic that happens in group events. So if you see the top row, 5 parties a week, 4 classes a week parties, 3 classes a week, 2 classes a week, 1 class a week. So in a 5 party a week, if you were going to work this full time, that would be, 15 to 20 hours. I'm going right down the column here. And your weekly sales would be roughly $875. Let's just say they're really lowballing it for a party, $175 per party. And your annual sales would be over $40,000. Reorders, so you account for reorders there as well. And so your total annual retail sales could be $100,000 for that year if you're doing 5 parties a week. And that would give you total annual profit about $50,000 and a Queen's Court of Sales ring. That's pretty awesome. And you're going to meet people to talk about the business as well. And so after 1 month, you will actually be in director in qualification if you were to do 5 parties a week for a month. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. And so as you work down, even 1 party a week for a month would give you a $10,000 profit for about 2 to 5 hours a week. So this is really awesome. And I will also have this posted so that you can refer to this. This is a great recruiting tool as well. Pretty amazing. All right. So we've talked lots about faces. Take a deep breath. You might have to turn this off and go get something to drink because we're on the end of this, but we're going to keep going. All right. So practicing sharing the facts about Mary Kay and winning your pearls and big bonuses. So practice, earn, and build. So practicing sharing the Mary Kay facts with your director. Earning your pearls of sharing as you practice and building your team and our TNT sisterhood. I always say we all want to have a team because we're building this amazing group of women that will be the #1 unit in the state of Washington. And the bigger, the better, right? The more amazing women we have, the more we open our mouths and share, just like somebody did with us, right? If somebody didn't open their mouth and take a risk and share with us, we would not be here. So it's our job and obligation, I think, to build our sisterhood and to share with other women, whether they say yes, no. Remember, I didn't say yes right away. It took a year. So you never know what seeds you were planting. You never know what's going to come down the pike for somebody in their life. And everything is pretty shaky in our world after 2020, right? So we never know. So it's just our job to share. So team building bonuses. So get this. So set up your direct deposit. Go to your Mary Kay In Touch, search direct deposit, and they will show you how to set that up because that is where they're going to drop that money instantly when you have a qualified team member. $50. So with your first qualified team member, you're going to get $50. So let's say you have 3 qualified team members within your first, that 4-month period in your Mary Kay Great Start. They're going to drop $50 into your bank account immediately. And these are qualified consultants, which mean they have come in with inventory. They've come in with at least a personal order, which is 600, or they have wholesaled that within the Great Start time period. So it's $50 and you get $220 of a product bonus bundle, which when you sell that is 100% your profit. So that equals $910 for you practicing with sharing the business and having only 3 team members. You all know people who need money, would love to belong and have a sisterhood, love women, want a place to share and build somebody's confidence. Their husband just lost their job. They're losing their job. They're empty nesters. They're going into retirement. We all know people, right? That this could be a great fit for. We just need to ask. And that's a little less than $1,000 that Mary Kay is going to give you for building their company with great people. Isn't that awesome that they trust us to do that? They don't hire corporate recruiters to do it. They trust us. I love it. So will you share for a little under $1,000? What are you going to do with $1,000, girls, right? Of Mary Kay money. That's aside from your 50% sales, right? Holy cow, profit. So then you will become a red jacket, which is a wonderful place to be in your first 4 months of business. This is where I aspire all consultants to be, whether you want to, go on and lead women and become a director or not. This is a great place to be because you not only get your red jacket, which you get to pick out of these 4 different kinds, you are really learning how to have a team. You're learning how to lead by example. And it's so fun to kind of create that. Like, these are my girls, just kind of having that esprit de corps with your girls and being able to go to trainings together and do events together and just, go get coffee together and it's just fun to have other people that you've inspired and empowered, and their lives are different because you said something, right? You invited them. You said, come along, let's do this, right? So that's all about the red jacket. That's with 3 amazing women, and that's it. And then you are considered a red jacket, which is a big deal in Mary Kay. And you never have to worry about what you're wearing. That's what I did. I was like, I'm going to be a red jacket because then I can just put on my red jacket. I'm done, right? I don't have to put on a skirt and be done. So for first time reds, if you are seeing this 2024, if it's past 2024, I'm sorry. But April 1st through June 30th, your first 3 team members, you're going to receive a beautiful red jacket from your director for free. And so yeah, so that is my little fun thing I'm doing until June 30th. It may come around again if we're past that point. So just ask me about that, okay? And then you get fabulous prizes from me. So the first thing you get is a senior consultant. You actually get your enhancer that goes around your pin, and the beautiful little crystal is in there, and that is your team member. You also get a red pom-pom that I have a pink one, but you get a red one that you shake and bring to our success meetings on Monday night, or Motivation Monday. So the red pom-pom, because you are now a cheerleader for that person that you brought on. Then you become a red jacket. You not only get your free red jacket if it's within that time period, you get your 4 to 8% commission. You also get that beautiful a velvet hanger from me to hang your red jacket on, and a different enhancer with 3 little crystals in there. You become a team leader, which is 5 to 7. And this is probably my favorite place to be as a consultant because your commission is top. You have a top commission. So 9 to 13% commission, which is from Mary Kay. All of these commissions are drop direct deposit from Mary Kay's profits, not your team. So it's based on your team wholesale production, but it doesn't come from your team. So it comes from Mary Kay. So that's important to know. And then you get a fancy red pair of shoes from me. They don't have to be stilettos. They can be flats or whatever you want. But you get a little gift card from me. And then you become an elite team leader. I'm going to move this out of the way here. And that is 8+. And then you get a fancy red purse, and you get lots of crystals in your elite team leader there. And a 9 to 13% commission, which could be, guys, like I remember one of my new consultants, she became a senior consultant. She has one active team member on her team, and her first commission was $150. Like, dropped into her account. Like, hello. And then all the way up to consultants, are making between, 400 to 1500 just dropped into their account for being the cheerleader. You're not in charge of their training or anything. That's my job. Until you're a DIQ, which means director in qualification, you are basically their cheerleader. And there's actually in your training, there is actually a place that you can look and understand what your responsibilities as your team grows. And that's later on in your training. Okay, so let's quickly go through the introduction to the websites. So the different things that are a part of these websites and where your trainings are as we conclude. So the first one is your Mary Kay In Touch website, and you've probably been there. You need to set your password. Make sure that you have your personal website, your pro pay, and your My Customers. So I'm actually going to take you there right now. And this is what it looks like. So everything is, this is mine. So it might look a little different than yours. We have our news and all of the basic stuff right here in my home screen. But where you want to go is business tools. And you have your personal website manager here. And this is where you set up your personal website, and also where you can change different, oh, mine's not working here. Oh, that's awesome. Let's see here. Let's go back to here, where you can change different pieces of your personal website if you need to. So that's where you go there. Also, your weekly accomplishments, we will go through how to put your sales in, but this is where you're going to go to do that and enter your weekly accomplishments here. So every week you'll go through your money management and make sure that you get your sales in there so that you can be rewarded on our Mary Kay Motivation Mondays. Here's your pro pay. Again, mine's not working. So ProPay is here, and that is where you go to make sure that you are signed up. This was paid for in your eStart, but you want to make sure that you were signed up for ProPay so that you can accept credit cards. And it's very easy to set that up. And you want to also link it to a checking account that will be your Mary Kay checking account. So make sure it's separate from your other accounts, because when you transfer your profit to your account to pay yourself, basically you'll want it to go to your Mary Kay checking. And then approved vendors. Okay, this worked great. So this is where all of the approved vendors are. And one of those, here's your ProPay. So that's another way you can get there. We also have FedEx, which is here's a requested discount card here. So this is where we go because we have a discount for Mary Kay printing. So some of the things you're going to need to get printed to give to your customers, not a lot, just a few, but that's where you can get all your printing done. MK Connections, this is where you're going to, if it's not airing out on me, this is where you're going to order business cards. And if you are a star consultant, right out of the gate. You get your business card kit from me as a prize. And so if that's something that you want to do and start that, then that's what you get from me, or you can just order it. And that's in the brochure MK Connections in your welcome packet or in your other information that you get from the company. Also AT&T. So if you have AT&T, you can get a discount there and you can look at the information about that. Um, we also have this Mary Kay credit card that is 0% for us for a year. And you also get $100 towards your first $500 order. So if you were interested in doing that personal order of 600 or more, you can get that $100 right off of that first order. So it's that I love that card. It's just for us. And it helps us to kind of have a placeholder for a year to be able to start our business just like any business would have somebody invest, right? Normally people don't have, 10 grand to put in a business. Some people do, but usually it's an investment. And then you pay that off as you roll your business. And usually that takes about 5 years, right? For a business. But we want to get that paid off within a year before your percentage starts. And so that is where that is. All right, so those are some of the business tools here. Approved vendors. Also, the My Customers is right here. This is your customer database. And so as you start building customers, you can actually download the My Customers app, which looks like this. And this is actually through your Great Start app, or you can just download the Mary Kay My Customers. And the app is amazing. And they explain that in the training that you're going to be going through. So that is that. Also, the document library, digital image library, and video library. So these are all places that you can find different information about product and different things here when you put it into the search. So like all about the new facial sunscreen, different looks, and here's all the information here, social media, skincare. I mean, there's just so much here, so you can definitely search for what you need to. Don't let that be overwhelming though. And then your education. So here's where you're going to go for the MK Confident, Skincare Confident, Color Confident, Clinical Solutions. Maybe this will go. Will it go? Yes, it went. Oh, thank you. So here's where you are going to be accessing for your training. This is on your next consultant growth plan. And I have this divvied up in different sections that you can go ahead and do. And you get badges actually that are over here, all your badges. As you complete different areas. And so you will see this in the new consultant growth plan. Okay. So that is a little bit about your intro to your Mary Kay website. Now let's go to the Wonder Woman website real quick. And this is where this is my personal website. So we're going to go ahead and access the site. A couple places that you will want to kind of hang out. One is new consultants. And so here is all the information from my welcome packet if you need to print off anything there, starting a strong foundation. So you'll want to put this in a notebook for yourself so you can go ahead and mark off the things as you complete them. And you also have dates that you are completing things. Plus you see this bonus. I want to kind of blow this up for you. Can I do that? There we go. So bonus, complete these 6 boxes in your first 30 days and earn your beauty coat from me. So that's another thing that you can earn for doing all of these things within your first 30 days. Okay. Having a successful start. So here's some other support materials. Your power start, you'll want to definitely print that off. Your tray setup, which is it hopefully will empower you if you do get that Pro Start and you have the different trays and mirrors and all of that, this helps you set up your bag. And actually, you can do a facial because you have your flip chart in there, which gives you all of the words. And then you also have your where and how to set up your tray with the different products in your Pro Start. So you can do a facial right out of the gate and you have the tools to do that. So please do that. If you have like somebody coming over or your sister's coming over, you're like, you're having a facial, let's go, right? And then here is your growth plan. So this will be what's next for you, okay? And currently, this is just on the sheet here that you will all be getting from me. But my amazing web artist, Leah Sikachin, is going to be putting this right on the website. So if you're seeing this after in May 2024 or after, this is all on, it's actually under new consultants. So let me go back here. It's under new consultants. Let's see here. So it's here under new consultants, and you will see a drop-down menu here that is going to say new consultant growth plan. And this will be essentially on, it'll just be the whole page. And so it says start here. You watch this video. This video will be a link for you. The orientation video, and then support documents. You'll have the Great Start brochure there and a few other things for you. And you can just download things right there. And then your first win is your launch party is complete. So done, check. Then you go to the next one, booking and coaching. So you're in touch. MK Confident Book a Party module. You're going to find that. And then you'll have these support documents also. And your second win is going to be to do your first party on your own or with your director or your recruiter. Then you'll go to the next one. And so you'll just keep working on this all the way down to your 12th win. And this will most likely take you through your first 4 months, but you'll have a step-by-step approach to your learning as you are getting on the court, doing your faces and doing your sharing appointments. Okay, so hopefully that is helpful for you. And step by step, I thought that would be. All right, the last thing I want to show you is our opportunity, and it's our Peek into Pink. So this is your way, and all you do is send them the link here. It's right here, UnitNet or unit tntunit.net, Peek into Pink. You send them that link, and it says one or in 3 easy steps. So they're going to watch a video. I think it's like 6 minutes, maybe 8. They're going to complete a survey, and then they come up with 3 questions that they're going to ask, and we answer them together, and you learn and you earn your pearls of sharing through that, and you might even build your team. So it's super easy to share this business. Where do they get the coupons? Because it says get entered into our spring grand prize drawing. So I always do a grand prize drawing because I have their survey. So their survey comes to me. So I have that documented. And then going back, the opportunity. There's other videos they can watch if you want to send them those videos. And then if you go to Education, Tina's Faves, here's where all the other wonderful things are that I just have for my consultants. And so there's a special sheet every month. Here's the $300 in coupons that you can print off. Go to FedEx, print these off so you can give them to your person who asks those 3 questions, and you can and they get little fun coupons every single month from you. There's tracking, there's that plan sheet that I talked about, that weekly plan, Power Start. There's information. Here is your closing sheet that we'll talk about as you get there. There's all kinds of stuff, referrals, scripts. So also your miracle set script is here. Lots of great things. The tutorial, oh, I did a tutorial on a way that you can hand out the borrow my bag. You can let people use your roll-up bag in their bathroom for a week, and there's a whole training on that. Clothes sheets. There's a lot of great things here. So those are the three places that I would hang out. One, new consultants, education, Tina's faves. Our newsletter is there, of course. You can look at that, our current newsletter, and then also the Peek into Pink. And you can go back over this too. I know that was a lot. All right, guys. So we are nearing the end here. We are nearing the end. I'm going to go through this. So tips to help you move to the next step. So education, booking, and coaching. So this will be your next module, like I showed you on the new consultant growth plan. Start booking your faces so you can get that booking sheet from me, or when our website is done, you can go ahead and download it from the new consultant growth plan. Go over your flip chart, make it your own. That's what I did. I sat in my bed and I outlined it, and I read through it, and I really made it so when I did a facial, I was comfortable with that. The other thing you're going to get is a script for your miracle set faces to do your miracle set or your Voluform, and you can go over that as well. So just go over your scripts so that you know what you're saying, you feel comfortable with it. Put your personal skincare and color products in your bathroom. Make sure your bathroom is stocked, man, with Mary Kay, right? Throw away your lipsticks that are not Mary Kay. Throw or put them aside, give them to people. I don't know, put them on eBay, whatever, but you're going to want to use Mary Kay head to toe. So whatever you're buying from other companies, Target, whatever, stop doing that. Use it up, get rid of it, and purchase Mary Kay so that you know what you're talking about, right? All right. And then write yourself a sales slip. Write yourself one of these so that you know exactly what you've taken for yourself. So I put personal use here for myself and my family. And then I do one of these every month, or two or three, and I put them in that envelope. That's, my expenses. That's a different training. But like for April, I'm going to put all of what I take for me. And then also if I pull anything from my demo bag, or I need a sample of something that's a full-size product from my stock, I put demo. Those are all tax write-offs. So you'll want to definitely document those. Okay. Maybe shadow a party or go to an event where you can watch another consultant teach. Okay, we do these virtually. We do these all the time. You can always reach out to somebody in our unit and say, hey, can I come to your next party? Go help her. Go watch her. That's going to be the best way for you to learn. And then make your schedule for the next 6 weeks. Set up your goals and tell your director. So taking on a power start, pearls of sharing, let's go. I want to learn how to do this business well. And so you can set up your schedule for the next, 4 to 6 weeks. So you know when you're doing your appointments, and know when your meetings are and all of that. All right. So last but not least, remember there's no growth in the comfort zone, right? You're going to stretch. You're going to stretch and you're going to grow and you're going to have so much fun, but you're never alone. This is what you have now. You have a Mary Kay family. These are all the consultants and directors and everybody that is a part of our community. And it'll grow as you go to different events. It'll grow as you show up on our meetings. So I always just made the commitment. I'm just going to show up for everything. I'm going to show up for everything. I'm going to have a guest with me. If it's a guest event, I'm just going to show up and be a part of the community, because that's where I'm going to learn and grow the most. But hopefully you are excited about being a part of this, and we're excited to have you a part of this as well, because I've heard that there's no Mary Kay type, but there is a Mary Kay heart, and you have it. So thank you so much for hanging with me for this hour. I hope this was helpful for you. Go ahead and let your director, your team leader, yourself, myself know that you finished this. And go ahead and download that new consultant growth plan from the Mary Kay our TNT site, or get it from your director so that you know what your next step is, what your next module is, and get booking that perfect start or that power start. Okay, girls? All right. Have a great rest of your journey. Your next 4 months in Mary Kay is going to be so much fun. Okay, bye-bye.